I'm having a good time, me. Please don't blame me. No, I'm knocking myself out. Yes, don't try to tame me.
Let me have my fun. I got to have my fling. Some folks say I'm blowing my top. Talk don't mean a thing.
This is Joel Markowitz from DCTheaterscene.com. I'm here at MetroStage with Jackie Richardson and Janice Lorraine and William Knowles, musical director, who are all Cookin at the Cookery. How are you both doing?
Just fine, thank you.
Yes, all right.
Well, introduce yourselves so they know who's who.
Okay, I'm Janice Lorraine.
And I'm Jackie Richardson.
You both have been performing the show for several years. Where have you performed the show before?
I haven't performed the show as much as Janice. So with the show, we've played Winnipeg and 2 theaters in Toronto. And out in British Columbia, we did Vancouver, the Stanley Theater, as well as doing a British Columbia tour.
So where have you performed the show, Janice? You've been around with this show a lot, right?
Well, yes, I've been with the show for about 5-6 years now. And Jackie's correct. I've done it with Jackie. We've done about 5 or 6 major Canadian cities, and as well as me performing it with other Albertas that have done it in the past throughout the continental United States, from California, from the West Coast to the East Coast.
So what is it about the show that makes you continue to travel?
I love the show. I mean, this is one time in my life that I've been able to do so many things to show my talents. So, you know, this is like, for me, this is one of my dreams come true, to be able to just pull out all the stops that I've ever had in my career to do this.
I would like to add that as far as Janet's role, which is called the narrator. To me, the narrator is one of those roles that when you are a triple, or what they call the triple threat, that you can do everything artistically, with the dancing, with the acting, with the singing. There aren't that many roles that can really, that put you out there and you're able to show all of them off. And the narrator is like a dream role for somebody with all that talent, which Janice does have. For me, I play the older Alberta in her 80s, and I do her mother. It's been an absolute honor to do this role. I saw Alberta Hunter on film and absolutely fell in love with her. And then in doing the research, finding out what an amazing career she had, what a forerunner she was.
Okay, well, Janice, tell us about all these roles you play and maybe give us some little taste of them.
Well, I started out as a little girl, young Alberta, around age 10. You know, she comes on stage and she's playing the little hand clap game. Memphis, Chicago, New York, the world. And then I go from there to Alberta's nightclub owner. His name is Barney Josephson. And he's a little crotchety old man, you know, but he's known Alberta for years, and he brought her back up to where she is singing now in the Cookery. And then, fast forward, you know, I play a little bit of Tack Annie, and then, you know, I go to, who else? Oh, yes, I play Oscar Hammerstein. Hello, Miss Hunter, this is Oscar Hammerstein. And so on and so forth. There's so many right now. They're all jumbled up in my head. I think they've gone to sleep for the evening.
I can only understand. And you are so incredibly talented. How do you keep those things all together? You must be confused sometimes. Did you ever lose one of these characters while you were performing?
Well, actually, I've never lost the characters. Sometimes I've mixed the words up with the different characters, but I've never lost the characters. They always come through for me.
Gee, but it's hard to love someone when that someone don't love you. Oh, it's a mess. I'm so disgusted. I'm broken too. I got the downhearted blues.
Well, Jackie, how would you describe the effect the blues have on an audience?
I think that the blues and gospel are the two most universal musics in the world. There's something about gospel, and the blues comes out of gospel, that in the subconscious there's something with what those chords are that really affect people, and that people universally respond to. And then there are people out there who we know as heroes and sheroes of the blues that really get down into your bones, and they really tell the story of what's been going on in their life. It's to me the true meaning of folk music is blues, because it's telling a story. You see, once I was crazy about a man, a fool. He mistreated me all the time. But the next man I get has got to promise to be mine, oh mine.
So when you were preparing for this role, what did you learn about Alberta Hunter that you didn't know about?
I did quite a lot of research. Say, for instance, with her leaving home. I mean, she was that sure of herself and that brazen that she, even coming from a church house, a spiritual home, she felt sure enough about herself to leave at 15 years old and get on a train by herself and go to New York and try and tackle this world.
So Janice, tell us how you learned that Satchmo impersonation. It's quite remarkable. I think even Satchmo would congratulate you.
Oh, thank you very much. I think, in each and every one of us, we all have something that is a little quirky about us that we do that we really don't show anybody until somebody actually asks us, can you do this? Can you do that? Well, I think my time came. And it just popped up years ago when I was doing Ain't Misbehaving. There was just a little blurb that the character Charlene plays, and I used to practice my Satchmo in there. It might have been like 8 counts of music. Years fast forwarding, and Marion asked me if I can do a Satchmo imitation. I said, I think I can, and it just came up.
Oh, when the saints come marching in, they marching in, I wanna be, oh yeah, number 6, marching in, yeah.
Jackie, when I told my Canadian friends that you were appearing in this production, they said, my God, she's a Canadian national treasure. So,
oh, my goodness.
So talk into this microphone and tell us about your Canadian experiences.
Well, I've been really, really fortunate. I was born in Denora, PA, and my father took us to Canada when I was 7 years old. So all the honing for the arts, it came there. CBC was a great supporter at that time, where we had a lot of variety shows. So my sister and I, performed on that. We don't have the population that's here, so if your interest is there, then you can try a whole lot of different things within the arts. So I was able to do, I think, a lot more than I would have done here in the States, as far as being able to not just concentrate on the acting, but go into film and do radio. And
do American and Canadian audiences react the same or differently when you perform the show?
I think that the response is universal. It is because we're talking about Alberta Hunter here, and we're telling her story, and she affected a lot of people. And the key to Alberta Hunter is she was just so full of joy. And we hope that people get that feeling from the show.
So to end the podcast, and thank you so much for staying so late, I really appreciate it. You have to come see these performances. They're just incredible. And this is my second time this week, and it's growing on me. To end this, personally invite everybody in the D.C. area to come see the show. Tell them why they should come here and what kind of experience they will have.
Well, we hope that you are going to hear about a legend who did a whole lot of things with a whole lot of people that you know, and it's going to surprise you. And also that we hope that you'll be able to sit there and pat your foot and just enjoy.
Okay, Janice?
Yes, come one, come all, and you will not be disappointed, trust me, coming from a native Washingtonian. So come on out and see what your homegirl can do.
I'm living my life while I'm living, 'cause tomorrow I may die.
That's why I'm having a fiesta today, ain't passing nothing by.
So if I make my road rough, that's the price I got to pay, not you. I'm having a good time. Having a good time. I'm having a good time living my life today. Long
Cookin at the Cookery plays through March 9th at MetroStage, 1201 North Royal Street in Alexandria, Virginia. For tickets, call 1-800-494-8497 or go to their website, www.metrostage.org.
But the good book says, buddy, you gonna reap just what you sow. And that's the truth.